Hey, I'm Eli.
And I'm Aiden. We're ex husbands, co parents, and proud dads to two beautiful daughters.
Join us as we navigate dating after divorce, co-parenting, and redefining our relationship as friends.
Because even as exes, we're still better together apart.
Hello and welcome for another episode of our podcast, Better Together Apart. We are ex-husbands who've been together for 20 years, married 16, and separated for over 2 years now. Yeah, over 2 years. We still live together, as you heard in a previous episode, and we also have two daughters. And we are going to talk today about something that actually made us do this podcast. What do you do after you've been in a long marriage, then you separate, and you have to start dating all over again? And then after it's been a while since the last time you dated, past dating apps, before smartphones, everything. So this is what actually made us do this podcast. Because when we broke up, the thing that I tried to look for is information or guidance on podcasts about what you do after such a long time without dating, being in a long-term relationship, and all of a sudden you're coming back to the dating world, especially the gay world, which is a little bit more complex. But actually, I looked for anything gay, straight, anything that is out there, and I couldn't find anything. So we can now share some of our experience after over 2 years of dating again, while also obviously still living together and raising two daughters together. So let's start the conversation. Hello, Aiden.
Hey Eli, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Happy to be here again. I mean, this is where I live, but
Yeah, we're in Miami, as you can see. The ones who watch us on YouTube, they can see the background behind us. We're right on the beach. And let me ask you, Aiden, what did you do the day of, or maybe the day after, or maybe the day of, when we chose to say, okay, we're separated, we are not together anymore?
I know exactly what I did. I remember it as if it was yesterday. I cried a lot. I cried and cried and cried. But then, after I finished crying, I started thinking, okay, what do I do next? How do I find friends? How do I find maybe dates? How do I like get to know people?
How do I get information about all the dating apps out there and download them all at once?
You mean that's what you did?
I think that's what we both did, basically.
Yeah, so I mean, we knew about Grinder before. I mean, this is easy, but Grinder is more of a like in my book, it's more of a hookup app. I mean, even though I know that they have different options for like dates and, but I
Right
think
now,
right, yeah, there's right now as well. Um, it's funny that you're saying that because they just recently changed it. So it means that,
Really?
yeah, it means that you're up to speed with the changes.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Okay,
so,
we have Grinder. What else?
Yeah, so Grindr was like the go-to app for gays. But in my head, it was like more of like a hookup app. So it didn't serve exactly what I was looking for. I was looking for for like more things. I was definitely looking for hookups, but I was looking for friends. I was looking for dates. I did try it out, the Grinder app, and I found out that even though I'm asking for dates, people are asking me for dick pics. So
Which is very common on Grindr.
yeah, so this was not the solution for me. And then I found out that Tinder, which up until that point, like in my head, I was placing Tinder as a straight dating app. Apparently, many things have changed since then. It became so. What I heard now, by the way, it's funny. I heard that now it becomes a hookup straight app and a dating app for gays.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
But back then, I was like using Tinder as well. So Tinder, I came across that Tinder is an option. And then for me, look, after a while, I found out that there's another app. It's called Hinge, and that's I feel like this is like the more like dating app there is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also obviously Scruff that's very similar to
Right.
Grinder.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if you know, but there's also Bumble, which I think is more for straight. But this is like, my straight girlfriend. She is like all about Bumble now, and this is a very popular app for the gays for dates. Also, not for gays, for straight, but also for gays now.
Sorry, I'm
Um,
confused. But you have a girlfriend. You're straight. Well,
no. It's a straight
Okay.
girl who's also a friend.
Okay.
So yeah, but also there's the Raya, which is the celebrity app where you can actually find maybe now Ben Affleck or maybe other celebrities.
gay?
It's also for gays, yes, but you have
Oh.
to get accepted by, I don't know, invite only or something. I think it costs like an arm and a leg. But if you wanna, the opportunity to find some celebrities or very powerful rich people, that could be it for you. But I
So,
think we're not
Raya-
famous enough to be included there.
Raya, please send me an invite. I'm worth it.
Yeah, they're now like, oh, I think you should check your phone because now they're actually bombing you with requests. Yes, come join us. So I think I did pretty similar in the same way that you did. I downloaded, I think, only 3 apps because I cannot handle more than 3. I know I'm not a good multitasker, but I had Grinder, I had Tinder, and I had Hinge. And to be honest, with Grinder, I knew it's mostly a hookup app, but I actually looked for some hookups too because after a long relationship, marriage, kids, I wanted to have some fun, not immediately find like a relationship. I don't think I was even ready emotionally for a relationship, but I was looking for some fun too. But I
So
think
this was not fun.
the last couple of years of us together, I don't know. Eventually, it ended up with a break. So fun, maybe less. But no, I just wanted to not have any obligations to anyone. But I'm also a person who's looking for a connection, even when it's a hookup. I'm not a person who just comes
Sorry.
and
Alright. Yeah.
But-
Continue.
continue. Yeah, thank you. But I'm
Connecting with what? With a dick?
no.
With a butt? What?
No, I just, even if it's a hookup, I'd like to go for like drinks first and get to know the person a little bit, get some of the vibe before. Because if I just come in and just meet the guy, he could be it could be like a Jeffrey Dahmer. I don't know what. I mean, I just don't have a lot of trust in some people because some people on the app look normal, but in real time, in face to face, they're not. And again, for me, it was really trying to figure out the apps too, and figuring out, how to make connections, friends, not even dates or hookups. I just wanted like new friends because all of our friends were actually mutual friends. I wanted to have some of my own friends and trying to get to maybe a clique, which we know it's hard to get into, cliques in every big city. But I also wanted to go on a lot of dates just to practice because I think it's like going to an interview, like a job interview. Because just think about it: if you work in the same company for like 3, 4, 5 years, I don't know, maybe more, and all of a sudden you're looking for a job, you need to practice how to interview, right? So for me, I never went on like dates since we before we dated. So back then there were what, like some online websites for dating, like Adam for Adam, gay.com, whatever there was back then. But I was like, how do I?
Oh, I remember. Check me out.
Oh, there was Check Me Out.
Check me out.
Check Me Out, Atraf, dating. There were a few. What I'm saying is that the world really changed, and I haven't been on a date since 2023. No, sorry, 2003. Oh my God, we're so old. So almost like 20 years I haven't been on dates. So I needed to practice being on a date, right?
Yeah. I think the biggest, it's funny because you mentioned some of the apps. So back in 2000, before 2003, before we met and we dated back then, So there were apps, like desktop apps, right? So
Yeah.
it was the same apps. It looked very similar to the apps today, but it wasn't available on your phone.
Yeah.
So let's say that I went to a hookup and I traveled somewhere. I went to the guy. Let's say it didn't work out. Now I need to go back to my home
To find a new one.
to my computer to find a new one, and then I can continue.
Yeah. Now, if it doesn't work out, you just go on the app, and maybe there's someone in the new perimeter of,
Yeah, you wait-
that place, and then you can find
Yeah, you
someone.
wait in the lobby and look at the neighbors, and then go to another floor.
Yeah, that's true. No, but yeah, but that's eventually what I was trying to do. I mean, have some fun, try to find some friends, which is very hard to find friends on the app, especially in a big city, and also practice dating, because I said when I meet the right person, at least I have some experience of how to date, right? But from a friend's perspective, I think that was the most difficult for me to find friends, because in the gay world, it seems like in order for us to be friends, we first need to get the sex out of the way, and then we can be
And you need
friends.
to be friendly too.
Yeah, that's also
So
true.
that's
But
that's a
how
problem.
was your experience with trying to get friends and getting to cliques? What was your experience?
Yeah, I mean, it was same experience. Very difficult to find friends, and actually, it's funny because I went out last weekend, and like in the bars, you see the friends like in a circle that is closed. It's like they are physically don't let anyone come into the circle, as well as to be added to the group in general. So I think it's very hard to find friends. Um, I was very successful with finding a friend that was looking to create a clique, but it's also very hard.
Oh yeah,
It's like like now finding like a bunch of people.
it's like trying to find people for a big orgy.
Yeah, but no orgies in. With orgy, like there is a premise, right? Here, there's no premise.
Yeah, that's true.
We need to have fun.
And also, you need to make sure everyone is clicking, right?
Yeah.
Because
Clicking, staying.
I tried to get into several cliques, but it just felt like they were afraid of me changing their dynamics, right?
You do the talking.
And maybe I will jeopardize some of the other relationships that they have. You don't know what's the history of the clique, who's more connected to who. So there's a lot of things you need to
And gays are very dramatic.
Oh yeah,
it's like
if you do something wrong. I was once been invited to something like an interview for a clique. It was kind of an interview for a clique, because it was like, oh, come to this party that we have and we can get to know you. And then I was just like there, and every person was kind of talking with me and kind of interviewing me. And I was like, I don't think I'm getting into this clique, so I don't think they like me. It looks like a little bit of a culty thing. And I'm still friends with some of them on Instagram, and I see all their travel and events and the things that they're doing. It's like, holy shit, it does look a little bit like a cult. And they all look kind of the same. It's like the Stepford Wives, all with their like big muscles and their abs. And not that I don't fit that mold, but I just like, it just feels a little bit too shallow for me. I don't know. It's just hard to find like a real connection with someone beyond dates. But I also, I had some successful dates. I did have a few dates, and we will share all about our dating experience in the different episodes. But yeah, I think it was very overwhelming, because it was very different than when I was single before our marriage.
So, what are your advice to anyone that is going through the same scenario right now, looking for friends, looking for dates?
I think first of all,
hookups.
I think you need to breathe. Very breathe and say to yourself, things will be better, because you can be so consumed with oh, I need to find friends right away, or I need to find a boyfriend right away. I don't want to be alone because I'm not used to being alone, because we haven't been alone for 20 years. Now all of a sudden, yes, we live together, but we are two separate people with two separate personal lives now. So
whereas before we were one.
We were all one. No, but I'm saying we when we were married, we never really had trips together with sorry, when we were together, we never had separate friends. And you went with them for some trips, and I went with my friends for some trips. We always shared the same friends. We always went to trips together. We didn't really have separate lives, to be honest. I don't know if it's healthy to have that in any relationship, but it was very we were very connected to each other. And again, we were each other's family. We are officially, we are originally not from the US. We came here like in 2007, so all of our family is outside of the country, so we're each other's best friends and family. So it's a different circumstance. So I think, first of all, breathe, understand that this is temporary, things will be better, and just try to show up as being your true self. Don't try to be someone that you're not. Don't try to be different so people would like you. Or if you're like meeting this guy, oh, I want him to be my friend, but he will like me if I have sex with him, or if I do this, or if I do that. I think it's important, if you want to make real connection, to show up as your true self. And if someone likes you and they want to be your friend, or they want to date you, or they want to have sex with you, great. If not, you don't need that in your life.
Okay.
What do you think?
Breathe, show up is. I'll tell you what how I summarize that. So I would say I would piggyback on what you said, and I would say uh, make yourself uh, show up in places, right? So go out to places.
Completely.
Even if you go out by yourself, I know it's not like the best um idea or option to like travel and go and choose to be by yourself. But in most cases, if you're friendly, people are very friendly in on the weekends, and it's very common to to get to know people and to start talking to people, and you could find friends that way. So that's like friends, hookups, everything. So that's like one option. I would say go out, show yourself.
Yeah.
Don't just use the apps. I can say what I am still doing that. I don't know if it's like such a successful practice, but uh, the way that I do it is I invest myself on different day with different apps. So in other words, I'll try to explain that in a different way. So I'm not usually having both Hinge, which is in my head, it's the dating app, and Grinder at the same time.
So you don't check all the apps at the same time.
No, so me, like, I am like, when I have time, when I'm focusing, I'm focusing on work, I'm focusing on different, on the kids. But when I have time, I'm saying, okay, what am I into right now? I am looking for a hookup. I'm looking for dates. I'm looking for to talk with someone about what, and then I open the appropriate app, right? So if I'm horny, I'm going to be opening Scruff and Grinder. If I'm that day trying to advance my dating, uh, dates options, I would not have that open. I'm not going to be. I'm going to focus. I'm going to be, because this is a distraction, right? I'm going to be opening Hinge and start talking there with people. And it's fun because the conversation is very different, right? So when you're on Grindr, it's like a very promiscuous conversation, talking about like dick pics and all the stuff. And on Hinge and Tinder, you are talking about, what are you looking for in the next relationship? What were your lessons that you learned that you learned from like a previous
It could be the same person
And
on
yeah.
Monday on Hinge, and then Wednesday on
Yeah,
Grindr.
so that's what I wanted to see. That many times it happened to me that I was talking, in a very like, friendly or date like discussion, and then a week afterward I was talking to the same person on Grindr about dick pictures and asses. So it's funny.
Yeah, but I agree with you. I mean,
So we wear many hats, I guess, each one of us.
No, I know, and I'm completely with you on this. This is a great advice. But I also, what I really like what you said, and it was hard for me to do, but I did do that. Is like going out by myself. But a lot of the best connections I've had, and a lot of the best like friendships and meeting people was when I came by myself. And I was just friendly. I was dancing, and people were just connect with me. It's just about the vibe that you're bringing. You're not bringing like, oh, I'm alone. Please come talk to me. It's like really be friendly, have a smile, be inviting, right? And
You know what else is helping? Be hot.
be hot. Yeah, it's all about what you wear. You need to go out in a way to impress, right? So obviously,
Stand out.
Yeah, stand out, exactly. And I think once you have that and you're open, you kind of summoning to you for these things. And actually, the best people I've met were not on the apps. It's usually from meeting people in person. So it's important to just get out there. Don't be afraid. Just get out there. And some great people, are not on the apps, on any apps.
So we should maybe come up with a startup of a new app for the people that are on the app.
Yeah. No, it's like an app saying, "Don't go on this app. Go out now." That's what it says.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
I mean, you might.
Yeah, it might be a new startup. Yeah. So thank you guys for listening. I think it was really, really fun. And again, a few things, reminders that if you like this episode, go give us 5 stars and a good review. We would really appreciate it. Also, please share this podcast with anyone you think will find it useful and helpful. You can follow our podcast so you can be notified when we drop a new episode on every platform you listen.
Like where?
Spotify, iTunes, like the Apple podcast.
Okay.
And because on Spotify, you can actually write a comment and you can ask us questions and comments. So if you have anything in mind that you want us to talk about, any ideas beyond what we already talked about, comment on Spotify, ask us questions. We will answer all your questions. Or you can also DM us on Instagram, on our social. So on Instagram, we are at
DM me on Grindr.
You can also find him on Grindr, and we will have a dedicated episode just for the apps and what we're doing on the apps and some juicy stuff from the apps. But again, you can DM us on Instagram at We Are Better Together Apart, one word. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel if you are watching us on YouTube. That is called We Are Better Together Apart.
Okay.
And you can continue listening to our future episodes on full episodes on YouTube, edited ones on your podcasts. And we have a lot of interesting issues to talk about. And don't forget, we are better together apart.